Hey, what's up, everybody? How you doing? This is your boy Robert Bob TV Brown. How you doing today? All right, just want to give you an update on me. Where am I? I can't see myself. Okay. You know, I'm still getting used to this live thing. Bada boom, there we go. How you doing? What's up, Bonnie? What's up, Trudy? How y'all doing today? Look, I'm in New York City. All right, so they got us bunkered down up in this place. So we still can go out. You just gotta be careful where you go. You can't go into public places of 50 or more and all this kind of stuff. So we're like little mini prison up in here. So what I want to talk about today is I'm not going to be long, and I don't even know why I had that 10-minute countdown. I need to find a 5-minute countdown. But I just want to let you know the things that you guys have been doing here, helping me get things right here where I do the show at. And you see my setup is a little bit different. I want to thank you guys for that. And I'm telling you, I'm trying to take this thing to the next level, and I'm going to be moving over to Rockfin soon because they take care of the content creators, unlike YouTube. But it's all good here in New York City. So what I want to do is go into some instructions that I got from the CDC that can help you deal with this coronavirus. I know that you probably have a lot of people telling you what you need and what you need to do. The stuff that I'm going to tell you, you can back it up with the World Health Organization. You can also back it up with CDC. Just give me a moment to pull it up, okay? First of all is well. New York is not in a panic. It may be a pandemic, but it's not in a panic. You got some fools out here just walk around in fear, and they succumb to fear, and they run around here like a chicken with their head cut off. Buying a ball of toilet paper. I mean, I don't know what that's gonna do. They ain't gonna stop you from getting sick. Maybe if you get a virus, you're gonna be having the runs, so you need all the paper you can, some baby wipes or whatever. But I see a lot of paper towels still around. Like, you can't cut those in threes. So me, I went and got enough. I mean, I'm not assuming that I'm gonna have the runs. Me personally, I've learned to secure myself in my faith to not get into fear, because fear doesn't help. Fear actually makes things worse. And you have to be at peace in this situation. You have to labor to get into peace. It's not going to be easy. You got to labor to get in peace, because this thing has taken people out. Let's talk about the people that it normally takes out, okay? People who got chronic diseases, people like diabetics and things like that, people who got chronic lung disease, people with emphysema, usually in their 70s, most of them in their 80s. But it can't affect anybody. It depends on your physical condition. Primarily young kids, they don't succumb to this, but they still can carry the virus back home if they get it. Kids are like we are. We can't help but touch our face and things like that. That's going to be a hard thing to do, because touching your face is a subconscious thing. So you're going to have to learn how to consciously not touch your face. Gloves are important. You want to not buy up all the gloves to the point where the people who really need to use gloves, the people who really need to use masks, not able to use it because they're dealing with patients. They're the people who are working as nursing aides and working in nursing homes and facilities like that, or senior facilities like that. They're the one that really, really need the gloves. They really, really need the mask, because they have to have it. They have to change out maybe 5-10 times a day. Every time they deal with an elderly person, they have to change out. Then they go to another elderly person, they have to change out. They need those masks. They need those gloves. Now, if you can get enough where you're not going to be using a whole lot of gloves, like here, we use masks and gloves here at the house, but we know we're not going out all day, and we're not going to be swapping out all day. Usually each person here has one mask, one glove, so if they go out, they're able to protect themselves when they come back in. So, all right, so let's get into some of the things. They say some of the first things you're gonna have. Now, this is with any cold. All right, so this is not just for this thing. Any cold, you're gonna get infected in the throat. Okay. And it'll last for 3 to 4 days. Okay, you might get a sore throat, itchy, scratchy throat. That doesn't necessarily mean you got corona. I can't even say it. Coronavirus 19. I mean, you get that with your normal cold. You get that with your normal everyday cold, a scratchy throat. It said the virus also blends into the nasal fluids and enters the trachea area and then the lungs, causing pneumonia. This takes about 5 to 6 days further. Okay. Of course, you know, with pneumonia comes high fever, difficult breathing, and that's why this is tough for those who have that are diabetic, that have lung issues, lung disease, and things like that. It's kind of tough for them because it seems like somebody's sitting on their chest. The nasal congestion is not like the normal kind, you know. You know how when we get nasal congested, one passage open, the other one is probably closed. You probably have runny nose on one side, the other one stuffy. No, this one, they say it feels like you're literally drowning, and you have to really breathe through the mouth a whole lot. So once it gets in your nasal, once you get this serious nasal congestion, you really need to go see a physician. I mean, you can quarantine yourself in the home. Once you start showing symptoms of this thing, you can stay home. But once it gets serious, you're going to need to really go to see a doctor. All right, so a little guidance here. If you have a runny nose or sputum, if your nose is running or you got a regular cough where cold actually come up, that's a normal cold, okay? It's not coronavirus, okay? Coronavirus usually have a dry cough and your nose is not usually running. It's stuffed up. I mean, seriously stuffed up. The new virus is not heat resistant. They say it could be killed in a temperature of 26 to 27 Celsius degrees. It hates sun. Now, as you get further in weather, when the weather pattern change, we're going to see if this thing sticks around or not. It's already been studied through the health organization that warmer temperatures, consistent warmer temperatures where there's a lot of sun, the virus is subjected to evaporate, die, go away. It's hard to carry it in that type of temperature. So we got spring coming up right around the corner. Hopefully that'll help bring down the people who get infected with the virus. If someone sneezes with it, it can take up to 10 seconds for the droplets to hit the ground. So when you're walking behind somebody, keep a distance. And if you hear them sneeze, stay your butt back. Give it time enough to hit the ground or go on the other side of the street. So what I do when I walk around, I'm usually by myself. If I see somebody a little further down from me, I keep a huge distance because I don't know if that person's going to cough or sneeze. I can't see, but I keep enough distance that if they do, I allow that 10 seconds for just in case they do. Not saying they do, but just in case they do, you gotta have that 10 seconds because it takes 10 seconds for the droplets to hit the ground where it's no longer airborne. So it'll float a little bit, but it takes 10 seconds to hit the ground. They say if the drops hit metal surface, it can last up to 12 hours. That's why you want to always sanitize the metal surfaces, just in case you're cooking on it, or if you're going somewhere like a hibachi grill or something like that, and they got the tables, you want to, of course, New York ain't having that right now. They shutting down all the restaurants. You got to order out. You know, they're going to have to bring it to you. But you want to make sure that they clean that metal counter down because it could stay on that metal counter for 12 hours. So make sure you sanitize the metal counters, usually with some medical sanitizer. I mean, Lysol sanitizer kills a lot of the germs. They say up to 97%. Medical sanitizer does a stronger job on killing metal surfaces. So also, this is something I have to remind myself, you have to remind yourself, and thank God we got people to remind you, wash your hands, okay? Wash your hands, especially when you're coming inside, you definitely want to wash it. As soon as I'm finished here, I'm going to wash my hands some more. So you want to constantly wash your hand. Hand sanitizer is great. Hand sanitizer is great. Straight alcohol is great, but nothing like washing your hands, specifically antibacterial soap, whether it's liquid. Liquid is the best kind, but bar soap is good too, but liquid is the best. So you want to constantly wash your hands as much as you can. They say on the fabric, it can last for 6 to 12 hours. So what I do when I come in, I usually spray my jacket down. But I'm usually in a position where I'm nowhere near anybody for anybody to sneeze on me. Today I had to go switch out my cable box, but the only contact I had was the people at the cable company. On my way there, I didn't have any contact with anybody, but I still spray my clothes down. Drink warm water. They say drinking warm water is effective for all viruses. Try not to drink liquid with ice. Drink warm water, okay? Wash your hands frequently, as the virus can only live on your hands for 5 to 10 minutes. But a lot can happen during that time. You can rub your eyes, you can rub your mouth, pick your nose or whatever, and that's how the virus gets in. Okay, so make sure that we're washing our hands, okay? Also, you should also gargle as a preventive measure. A simple solution of salt and warm water is good enough. So make sure at least 3 times a day you go down, boil you some hot water, put it in, you see my cup right here, put some salt in it. Me, I like hot water anyway. I can drink salt water. I got no problem with that. I drink it. But gargle with it at least 2-3 times a day for your throat. It is very imperative that you drink a lot of water. Drink a lot of water. Spring water is good. Distilled water is good. Any water is good, but usually the pure fresh water is a lot better because it don't carry as much as purified water. To me, purified water is doo-doo water cleaned up. That's the toilet water that went through a filter. That, to me, that's purified water. I prefer spring, or I prefer distilled water because that comes from nature. And that's about it on some of the things that you can do to kind of help yourself. So, and look, you're gonna. It's still chilly. It's still winter time. You're gonna get a cold. It's kind of hard not to get a cold in the wintertime. You're still going to have your cough. It's just you got to identify the cough. Now, according to CDC, the coronavirus cough is a dry cough. No phlegm is coming up. A regular cold is a lot of phlegm. You know, your nose run on a regular cold. According to the CDC, the coronavirus, you have a stuffy nose, and it's a real hard, stuffy nose. So even though you might have a little cough or something like that, make sure you wash your hand. Make sure you after that, or use your hand sanitizer right after cough. I keep my hand sanitizer on me. But do whatever you can. And I bring this to you. I'm not going to do no. I can go into the election. I can go into yesterday's debate. I'm going to do that on some pre-recorded stuff because there's certain people that's going to be coming on tonight, and I don't want to compete with them. I'm not in the business of competing with other content creators. I usually do my show on Sundays at 11, and I didn't get a chance to do that because I'm taking some freaking classes that I got to get out the way. They're 5 hours each, and I'm nowhere near those 5 hours. So I got a lot of catching up to do, but I do want to get on here and talk to you guys about New York is fine. We do have some state of emergencies in the state. The city has some lockdowns. They don't want you being out there around crowds of 50 or more. Stay in as much as you can. Only go out if necessary. Don't go around a lot of people. Like where I live at, it's pretty quiet. There's not that many people on the street. So I'll take a little walk. If I get crazy in here, I need to take a little walk. I'll go walk around the corner. If I see somebody coming my way, I'll go on the other side. Bada boom, bada bang. I'm not, I don't do the elbow bump. I do the kid and play, tap the foot. What's up? Tap the foot, So you got to kind of be creative. Don't get upset. Don't get frustrated. Once in a blue moon in history, you're going to encounter epidemics. You're going to encounter pandemic, and you just got to be prepared. Don't get interfere. Get the instructions from the CDC. If you got a higher faith, trust in your higher faith that you're going to be okay, but do not neglect the instruction of the CDC. They know disease control, and they can tell you exactly what you need to do with this disease. Now, according to the World Health Organization and CDC, the levels are going down. The weather is changing. So we'll be out of this thing. I think we'll be out of this. I personally believe we'll be out of this thing quicker than what they're telling you, okay? When it comes to big money interests, this is a good time to make a bunch of money. Toilet paper stock has gone up. Never known that. I wish I would have invested in toilet paper stock. The wipes are going up. Lysol wipes, the hand sanitation. These people are making hand over fist right now. So they're going to milk this market, and I'm quite sure they're going to tell people to continue to push this fear as much as they can, as long as they can make enough money where they can coast for the next 5 to 10 years, just in case the market goes down when it comes to these items we need for the survival of this particular pandemic. All right, so, and stay tuned to news, but don't freak out, man. Chill. Okay, freaking out is not going to do anything. It's not going to stop it from coming on you. And you being overprotective, still not going to stop it. Just do what you need to do, but don't do it in fear, okay? Don't do it in the fear. I get, oh, Lord. Look, I saw this guy, he, I don't know where I was at. I got my gloves on, right? This guy just opened the door with his bare hands. I was like, yo, bro, you go. Then I had to say, look, you got on gloves. Let that man do his thing. You can't tell people what to do. You got on gloves. You do your thing. Go around here trying to shake people up. You're not their parents. You're not their daddy. So, smacking people, man, what's wrong with you? Look, people just got to get the information. Even with this, I want you guys to go to the CDC website and watch the videos on the CDC. Okay? They are the experts. I'm just repeating what they said, but they are the experts. Okay? I'm not an expert. I'm just telling you some of the things I do. I walk down the street. I'm in a small town outside of New York City. I walk down the street. I see you coming up. I'm going the other way, bro. I can say what's up on the other side of the street. I don't know if you're going to cough. I'm not shaking your hand. I'm a hugger. I love to hug people. Man, it's killer for me not to hug people, man. This is just part of my nature. Not being able to hug people, man, whew, that's tough. Because I believe there's healing in hugging. And stay in as much as you can. Only go out if you have to. I understand people got to work. They got to pay bills. New York is doing some extra things here. Now everybody want to talk about UBI and universal basic income. I mean, let me just talk about this a little bit. The nerves of Nancy Pelosi and the rest of the party to now take up policies that Bernie Sanders has been talking about for over 20 years. Now they want to take it up in a pandemic. Oh, we need to make sure nobody has to pay for their medicine. We need to make sure everybody get the treatment that they need. We need to pass a bill to make sure people get paid time off. We need to make sure there's no unemployment breaks. We want to make sure that if they're told to go home because they're sick, they can get unemployment. We need to make sure they get their sick time. Bernie Sanders has been teaching on this and preaching this for over 20 years. But they want to stop this guy from being president. They doing whatever they can to push Joe. There's no such thing as no Joe Mentum. They're doing this thing. This is called manufacturing consent. They're pushing this, they doing whatever they can, like they did the last election, to stop this man from doing great change based on his policies. Again, it's about the policies. It's not about Bernie Sanders. They don't want these policies to exist. But yet, here we are in a pandemic now. Now they want to preach it. Now they want us to talk about we need to guarantee that when these people are out of work, they can get paid. My man been telling y'all we need to move to that anyway. Why you got to wait till something bad happen to offer that to the American people? It's their tax dollars. And then you got the federal government, the Federal Reserve, going to do this quantitative easing, moving dots on the budget to give money to Wall Street and to the bankers. They not sick. It's the people that need that money. You're going to take our tax dollars, or you're going to take quantitative easing. We told you could have did that for student debt 5 years ago. Jill Stein was talking about that in 2016. She was talking about we can eliminate student debt through quantitative easing, allowing students to finally take the money that they were using to pay these debts off, which would have took 20, 30 years, to start maybe buying a home, buying a car, starting a business. She talked about that a long time ago before Bernie Sanders started talking about that. And now they want to go ahead and do that, but they don't want to do it for me and you. They want to do it for the corporations. They want to do it for Wall Street. They want to do it for the bankers. And guess who approved it? Oh, Joe Biden thought it was a great thing to do. When the other guy running for office saying, no, you need to get that money to the American people, man. Stop taking money out of the pockets of American people and giving it to Wall Street. Give it to the American people so they can put that money back in the economy. We already buying stuff off the shelf. Give us the money so we can buy the stuff that we need. It's our freaking money anyway. Like George Bush said, it's your money. You paid for it. So, look, I mean, our federal government, there's something else. And people getting upset at me because, Biden lied through his teeth. I'm going to do a separate segment on this. Lied through his teeth through the whole doggone debate, man. And Bernie Sanders is going to sit here and talk about Trump is a pathological liar, and he is. Joe Biden, you can't say, and then you're going to sit up there and say, Joe, we know you're an honest guy. I'm like, no, he's not. Stop lying, Bernie. Stop trying to cover up for your so-called friend. He's not your friend. This man had lied for decades. Decades. You could pull it up, and you can pull it up. You even mentioned it. These are lies. The man is lying. He's saying whatever he can to continue his streak to the nomination. And he didn't even call him out. But I'm not going to get into that. That's going to be a separate thing. Man, Joe knows lying like Eric. Now, not only are you a bigot, man, you're a lying bigot just like Trump. Trump a little ugly with his lying bigotry, but Joe Biden is a little more incognito, stealthy with his lying bigotry, and those are the people you got to worry about most. Like I said, I'm going to do another video also on how Joe Biden is a bigger threat to Trump, and I'm going to prove it because Trump, number one, is so brash, so ugly with his racism and his idiocracy, that now we got a house. The house is going to always block him. Not always, but most of the time. They'll go with him on a couple things like war and things like that. But you get Joe Biden in that same position. He's not even got the Republicans, because the Republicans respect Joe Biden more than they respect Trump. See, they fear Trump. They fear Trump to the point that Trump can actually call for somebody to primary them to get them out of office if they don't go with his program. Joe Biden don't pose that threat. So they want, secretly, deep in their heart, they want Joe Biden to win. The Republicans want Joe Biden to win because they got a long-term relationship with Joe Biden. The Democrats want him to win because that's their boy. Joe Biden is nothing but a Republican with a D on his chest, and it was a sticker D. That you peel off and put it on your chest. It's not real D. He's not a real D on his chest. That's not ingrained in the fabric of his superhero outfit or his villain outfit. No, that D is a sticker. You pull that sticker off, you'll see an R on his chest. He's a borderline Republican that passed Republican bigot racist policies that harm black people. And Bernie didn't call him out on that stuff, but I'm calling him out on it. But he would get more stuff done because he'll have the Democrats and the Republican on his side. And imagine the bigot racist policies that he done in the past. As president, he'll be able to do it even on a more higher level because the Senate, the Democrats and the Republicans will all join in right behind him. So Joe Biden, he can get things done. Don't get me wrong, if he can remember. But he is dangerous to the fact that they don't fear Joe Biden. They see Joe Biden like Bernie Sanders see him, a friend. The Republicans see him as a friend. The Democrats see him as a friend. And even Bernie Sanders see him as a friend. And that is a dangerous mix because you'll do anything for your friend. The Republicans are scared of Donald Trump. The Democrats are scared of Donald Trump. So they're going to stop him at every turn. But Joe Biden, another bigot, lying racist with a bigot, lying record, not so. But we're going to talk about that later. I'm going to get off here because I know my boy Tim Black is on, and I like to watch Tim Black, just to let you know. You see me up there sometime, and I don't want to miss the show. So, again, thank you for helping me get some things done. I appreciate the 20 by 20. You know, you don't have to stop that. I still need to get that laptop and that microphone because the primaries are coming up in April. And even though it looked like it's a shutdown here, I really believe strongly that they're going to open up New York wide open for this election because they're going to try to throw this thing Joe Biden way. The only real friend that Bernie Sanders have here in New York is de Blasio and Kirsten Gillibrand. Is it Kirsten Gillibrand? No, Zephyr Teachout. So I'm Robert Brown. Let's see who was up on the chat. What's up, Bonnie? How you doing, Bonnie? Always there. Trudy, what's up? Judith Hayes. You always have a runny nose. Look, when I first moved up here to New York City, I was previously raised in Florida, lived in San Diego, moved to Virginia, and been here for a while. Two things I had to deal with: my asthma issues and runny nose. So I understand what you're talking about. Anyone read the Corona leaks the Guardian put out? I don't know. I'm gonna take a look at that. They say 4 out of 5 people are expected to get affected. I mean, they're gonna, like I said, they're gonna blow this thing up. And let me tell you something. Let me tell you why it is very imperative for them to blow this thing. They'll rather blow this up than lower this thing. Number one, because it's huge for people in their industry. So they got people running into the stores buying some of everything. I can't even get a pack of top ramen, man, because they all gone, man. So I'm eating peanut butter jelly sandwiches and turkey sandwiches. So, but yeah, they're going to prop it up. Our Revolution, MSU, Bernie for Life, Heart of Gold, Azande X. Hey, Bob, what's up? How you doing? Old Gringo, how you doing? Yeah, work? Well, I'm going to let you go so you can get back to work. I don't want you you need your job. All right. Mendel Harvey, Biden is much more better Republican than Trump. Exactly. And I'm going to do a Bob TV special on it. More racist than Trump, more sexist, more demented, and big lie. Yeah. Now, don't get me wrong. Trump is a racist. He's always been a racist. He's one of the people say, well, how can Trump be a racist when he surrounds himself around a lot of black people? I had to tell somebody this online. Just because they showed the article of Biden and his black campaign staff. And I had to say, look, if you ever watched the movie The Django Unchained, Big Daddy, the plantation owner, had a black staff too. Mr. Candy had a black man leading his plantation over the white people that ran the plantation, Stephen. But he was selling his people out left and right. So just because you got a lot of black people working with you or working for you, or you work for a black person, don't you clouding yourself. You're trying to cover your racism up around black people to make black people think you're not racist. I always tell you, if you want to find out a racist, check their past, present, and future. When you want to find out a racist politician, look at the things they voted for, look at the bills that they crafted, look at the bills that they push. And looked at where they signed off for wars at. When most of your wars are in North Africa, also the Middle East, where it's black and brown people there, and your policies are always talking about, I wanted to build a wall 10 times higher. I mean, these are all things that Biden said. Biden said these things. Biden at a Rotary Club talked about his immigration plan, and that immigration plan was worse than Trump's. These things that should have been talked about in the debates. Bernie Sanders could have brought it up, but he didn't. His record on trying to shut down government spending. Not 1, 2, 3, but 4 times he tried to shut down government spending. And then somebody gonna tell me, well, shutting down is not cutting Social Security. Fool, that's the biggest way you cut down Social Security. Just cut it off. Shut down means shut down. He wanted to shut down the whole Social Security program. So that means if your mama, your grandma, your uncle, your aunt, if they got Social Security, you wouldn't get none. They wouldn't get a check during that shutdown. He tried to do this braggadociously, but like I said, I'm going to go into all those things. I'm supposed to be talking about this COVID-19 thing. Just so much, man. Just Biden, man, is a bigot who writes bigot policies, and it hurts me so to see my black people sit there just fall for it. Well, we got to do whatever we can to get rid of Trump. What? To put in a person that can get more bigoted stuff done than Trump? I want to get rid of both of them. And I ain't got to choose between one or two. I don't do the lesser of the bigot or the lesser of the racist or the lesser. I don't do that. Or the lesser of the liars. I don't do that. One grab him by the pee, one sniff hair. And love to touch kids' face. And love for kids to rub his golden hair on his legs. And love when to have black kids sit on. I love it when kids sit on my lap. Who says that? Who talks like that? Come on, man. Come on, man. So you're right. Biden is a much bigger Republican. Biden is a Republican. If you do not, and I'm just what I'm telling my people, stop falling for this Hollywood version of Biden. There's a scripture. I'm a scripture man, okay? It's a familiarity kills the anointing. In other words, the more you get familiar with the person, the more you're not accustomed to the power that they have. There's a scripture said that the reason that Jesus could not perform any miracles in Nazareth because they was too familiar. Oh, you talking about little J? I went to school with little J. You talking about he a prophet? Get out of here, man. Little J ain't no prophet. People couldn't get healing. This is just Bible stories, y'all. Y'all take them as story. I take them as fact. These are stories, okay? To you, it's stories, okay? I get it, okay? But you get what I'm talking about, okay? The reason Jesus could not get anybody healed in Nazareth is because they knew him. The people outside of Nazareth, they was easy to get healed by Jesus because they didn't know him. The fools that grew up with Jesus, played ball with Jesus, ate lunch with Jesus, probably threw rocks in the river with Jesus. Oh, that's my boy, man. He ain't got nothing going on. That's my boy. They would have never believed that he had miracle power in his hand. And that's the same thing with Joe Biden. My people are so familiar with Joe Biden because of Barack Obama, they don't know about his racist record. They just see, well, that's Barack Obama, number 2 man. Now, you got to go beyond that number 2 man. He ain't Barack Obama, okay? And Barack Obama had many flaws. Many. So you cannot assume just because somebody hang with a black person that they got black people's interests at heart. No. And this is what's killing this election right now, because we got too many people out there voting and don't know what they're voting for. That's why I call it slut voting. You don't know this man's record. And then there's some of you who know it but want to make an excuse for it. Just want to make a dumb excuse for it. I didn't mean this thing to go this long. But you get what I'm talking about. All right. Yeah, I mean, Biden's out trumping Trump. See, this is the thing about Joe Biden. Okay, let's talk about Joe Biden for a second. Uncle Joe. People like Joe. I mean, even when you know he's a bald-faced liar, he lied like a Persian rug. I can't even count the lies. He talking about political fact and all that. People, I don't give a crap about no political fact. That's ran by organization. They're not the beacons of truth. Fact checkers are not the beacon of truth. I don't want to hear about your fact checking when I got a video. When I got a video of you talking about you gonna fire the prosecutor if they you ain't gonna give them no money if they don't fire the prosecutor. I got the video. I got the video of you talking about how you tried to shut down Social Security and any other government spending, Medicare and all that kind of stuff. How you tried to shut it down 4 times. I got video. The video. Exhibit A, video. I got video on how you called us super predators and how you so beautifully crafted, like Michelangelo painted an image of young black kids as super predators in the eyes of white people in the late 90s, early 90s, in the late 80s. Beautifully crafted that, to the point where I could not even walk down the street without hearing older white people locking their doors as if I was going to do something to them. I don't want your Geritol, lady. I want some Geritol. I'd rather steal Geritol than take some from you. Boy. Thank you, old gringo. Appreciate the super chat. Again, if you guys are going to do super chat, do it through my paypal.me/BobTVNYC. That way I get it. I mean, look, for every dollar you give me, YouTube's going to take 75 cents. I hate those people. That's why I'm moving to Rock Fan. But I still appreciate it, and I love you for it. So let's see who's up there, and I'm going to let y'all guys go watch Tim, because I don't want to miss Tim. What's up, Karen? What's up, Mandel? Paris James, what's up? Mike Lewis, what's up? Luca. And Luca is a faithful one, man. I appreciate you, brother. Yeah, I mean, thanks to you guys. I mean, I had some people did participate in the 20 by 20, and you know, they're kind of helping me out. I mean, the lighting is a whole lot better here. And so I'm trying to step it up, brother, trying to step it up. King Killmonger, a prophet in his own land is not heard. Exactly. Yep. So you ran in Bernie, right? Look, I mean, there's people who think Bernie is a bigot. They're entitled to that opinion because he signed on the bigot policies and he rejected some things that are very near to them, like reparations. And as a white man who don't mind Jewish people getting reparations, but when it comes to black people getting a reparation, you want to blow them all. I kept saying, y'all know me. I kept saying, Bernie, can't blow them all. Listen to this guy. Take it in. Don't blow them all. Hear what he got to say. Show your concern. Open your heart. Listen to them. Don't tell them what you're going to do for them. Let them tell you what they need done, and then you say you'll do it for them. Those are the things I talked about. I said, go down there, spend quality time with the black community in South Carolina. Absent of Nina, absent of Killer Mike. They can't speak for you. Only you can speak for you. I don't want nobody speaking for me. I mean, you can speak for me, but at the end of the day, I got to vouch for what you're saying. And I'd rather go out and speak for myself than somebody else speak for me. So these are things that hurt this campaign. I say, go ahead and get a black agenda. Make Nina Turner your vice president way ahead of time. It behooves me how the news is saying, oh, Joe Biden said he's going to pick a woman for president, vice president. Bernie Sanders said that the moment he ran for office. He said, I'm going to pick me. It's going to be a woman. She's going to be young, and it's going to be a woman of color. I assume it's Nina Turner. You assume it's Tulsi Gabbard. It don't matter to me. But in the news, Joe Biden going to pick a woman VP. And what that's going to do, it's going to get some people who don't know that Bernie Sanders did the same thing. It's going to cause women to get out and vote for him, thinking that he's going to get a black VP. You know, because, hey, the coronavirus out there, and it can get it can get one of them two out. You know. So, look. Oh, Tim Black not live right now? Yeah, I need to hurry up, because I know Tim normally come on. It's 10:55 now. I won't miss him, man. That's my man. Let me tell you, Tim inspired me to do this, okay? He didn't tell me, but I watched Tim. And I always had a big mouth, and people always told me I should get involved with politics. I never wanted to run for office because I got too much skeletons in my closet, man. All right? If I do decide to run for office, and I thought about it in the next 2 years. If I stay here in New York, I am going to run for I'm going to start off small, a community board or something like that. I'm going to run for office. But I get my stuff all out. I'm going to say, yeah. Yep, I'm a man that used to watch a lot of porn. Yep, I ain't gonna front. You know, you look. Whatever somebody else did, I probably did too. Now, I'm straight. I ain't in no gay relationship. So, not to my gay people, that's to each his own. But you ain't gonna catch me like they did Andrew Gilliam, a married man that ended up being caught drunk with a gay escort in a hotel room. Andrew Gilliam. That's not me, but I have done some wild things in my life. I've been violent. I've been part of a violent gang before. I've sold drugs before. So there's a lot of skeleton in my closet. So if I run for office, I'm going to have to lay it all on the table. Nope. I smoke weed. I smoked weed, a little cocaine in it before, but I never snorted. I never did crack. So to hang that up. But I've been a bad boy. I've been a bad boy, and so whatever somebody else did it, I probably did it, probably. So I would have to get it out ahead of time, because once they go back in the day, yeah. And look, I'm not going to tell you, I'm not going to front. I was against, look, as a Christian, there's certain things I believe as a Christian, certain things I can't believe as a Christian in the United States, because this is not a democracy. This is a democracy, not a theocracy. So yeah, even though I am for women having a right with their own body, I don't want to see a baby get aborted. Look, I've been a father. I lost my child. I love kids. I want to see a child get born and have the best of life. So I don't want to see an abortion of a child just because, I just don't want it. But that's your prerogative. This is the United States. If you you get pregnant, you don't want to have the baby, that's your prerogative. But I would like, I'm the type of person, if you can find some way where somebody can adopt it, help you through the process of having a child and everything, and you want to allow them the opportunity to adopt it, go for that, because I would love to be a dad again. Serious. I love being a father. So I believe in a woman's right to choose, but I'm not a fan of abortion. I'm not a fan of, that's not a fan of it, but I'm not a fan to the point where I think we should legislate and stop you from having that choice. So I'm a mixed bag. I got a little conservative in me. I got a little moderate in me. I'm very, very little moderate. I'm either, and I got a lot of left in me. I'm a hybrid. So me running for office, it'll be very interesting. But here's one thing I do, regardless of my past, regardless of my spiritual belief, I believe everybody deserves a chance at greatness in life. I don't believe we already pay tax dollars for people to go to school. If you got the GPA to go to college, I don't think you need to come out of your pocket for public college. If you want to go to Harvard, Yale, Ivy League school, yeah, you need to come out of your pocket because you ain't got to go there. But if you got the grades to go and you don't have the funds, I think we should have something to help you pay for it. I believe in that. I believe healthcare is a right. I believe you shouldn't have to put up like my uncle who's dealing with cancer, have to put up his house. I got an uncle and an aunt dealing with this stuff, putting up the house to pay for the medical bills. People scared to, if people do get the coronavirus, they scared to stay home because they don't want to miss a paycheck. One paycheck will throw them off, man. Believe me, I know, man. I recently went some struggles through a paycheck, a couple paychecks not coming in, man. It threw me all off. That is not fun. So I believe that, number one, you should have paid time off. That if you earn it, you should be able to have that paid time off. I believe in paid sick days. I believe you should be able to be in a union where you can negotiate better benefits, like sick days and vacation days. I believe in all that. So there's a lot of progressive beliefs that I have. But yet I do have some conservative beliefs too, but not to the point where I believe we should overwhelm people's lives, personal lives, just because my faith demands it. Okay, I'm not like that. You're not looking at one of those super radical, extreme evangelical Christians. Now, not all evangelical Christians think like these people that you see on TV, like these televangelists. Not all of them think like that, because I know a lot of them personally. A lot of them believe in the principle of socialism. They see Jesus as a person who helped out the poor, who inspired people to become greater than they are, who tried to lift people up and got crucified for it. That's the type of person I am. I want to see you become all you can be. I want to see you have all the advantage. I believe in public housing. New York need to have a public housing. There need to be a revitalization of public housing. I don't believe in the lottery system like we got here in New York, where they pop up these corporate housing, but by law they have to allot a percentage of those housing to people on fixed income. The problem is, if you find yourself in a position where you get evicted out of those places, it goes to the highest, it goes back up to this normal standard. For an example, there's a beautiful place in New York right across from the East River in a place called Long Island City. It's called Hunters Point, overlooking the UN. Beautiful location. I applied to live there. The rent is normally $7,000 to $10,000 a month, depending on your income. But they allotted a few of those apartments for those who making $35,000 or less. The rent was like $850. You kidding me? $850 in New York, overlooking this beautiful landscape across the East River where you can see the United Nations building? I applied for it. Guess what? They matched my income up to the highest income instead of lowest income. I'm like, yo, bro, I don't make $40,000. I'm barely making $35,000 in New York. That is poverty. Why I'm not qualifying for, well, we filled those up, so the next thing we need to do. No, so you know I got a lawsuit against them because I don't believe I believe they're playing a game. But if you had public housing, you could not play that game. So these brand new buildings that's coming up, they should be public housing. There should be 8 public housing to 2 corporate housing in New York. But I don't know what Mayor de Blasio is doing about that. And I know Governor Cuomo ain't going to do nothing about it. And these guys were part of Bill Clinton's HUD department. But I believe we need to have all these things available for people. And I really believe we need to have more decent quality sheltering for the homeless. I believe we need to have decent public housing with security. The same housing that we have in the lottery system should be allotted to public housing. So there's a lot of things I believe, folks. I'm sorry. Let me get off this thing. All right, let's see who's. I see a lot more people came up here. We got about 43 people up here. All right. Paris James, what's up? Karen, I called you out. Copy Cooney, what's up? You say you keep trying to bury them, but they're alive and kicking. Granddad is still a bad boy. Yeah, look, I got some grays, man. Look, every gray got a story. I'm telling you, every gray got a story. Yep. So, all right. So, guys, I'm gonna let you go. Appreciate you and I love you. And I just wanted to give you some tips from the CDC to deal with the coronavirus, but always go to the source and get it from the source. All right. This is what I've got. And, you know, I'm just telling you some things that you can do. You know, only go out when you have to. Don't be going out there to get a drink. Go get you some drinks and bring them home. Yeah, I know you got the movie club. I'm in a movie club too, but I'm not going to the movies. I'm losing my 3 movies a week. Nah, I got Netflix. I got a Fire Stick, so I can watch movies right here where I'm at. You know, so you know, stay home as much as you can unless you got to work. You got to work. You got to go to work. You got to get paid. But be precautious. If you're walking, you know, if you're around the crowds, make sure you got a mask on. If you can get some gloves, fine. You know, coughing inside or in your hand or inside your shirt. But see, I'm seeing people doing the arm bump with the right where they cough at, and I can't do that, man. I'll do the kid and play, tap the feet, because you're not coughing there, okay? You know, I went through everything. See somebody coming down the street, walk on the other side. Somebody's on the same side of the street going the same direction you got. Keep a long distance from them because those droplets take 10 seconds to fall to the ground. It can stay in the air for 10 seconds. It's not normally airborne. It's not flying around without, you know, by osmosis. No. Somebody cough it out. It can stay in the air for 10 seconds, then it hit the ground. So keep a distance from a person in front of you because you don't know if they're coughing or not. Give yourself that 10-second, 20-second gap, just in case. All right. If you're going to be opening up doors, keep you some. If you don't have the gloves, keep you some wipes with you, or at least keep a bunch of paper towels, some napkins with you. Don't open the door with your hand. Not yet. Okay, not yet. Okay, and try to do Try not to do what I just did, rubbing my nose and all that kind of stuff. See, like I said, this is stuff that you subconsciously do. It's going to be hard to not do it, but keep trying. Keep trying not to put your hand in your face. Continue to wash your hand multiple times a day. Keep hand sanitizer on you as much as you can, and carry some wipes with you. Wipe down every table. I don't care where you're at. Wipe down the table where you sit down. Wipe down the chairs, just in case. Okay, just in case. But most important, this social distance things is something you have to do. I know you love your kids. I know you love your mom. I know you love your dad. I know you love your spouse. But for now, it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. All right. My ex-wife, her adopted son, was supposed to go in to the doctor and today, and as they were preparing, they checked the appointment book and said, hey, just to let you know, the doctor will not be seeing Dada today. Why? Because the doctor tested positive for COVID-19. You talking about grace. I know y'all don't believe, but I believe in grace, okay? I don't think that was by happenstance, because what if the doctor never got tested? The doctor should always get tested every day before they come in, because they got to deal with patients every day, okay? And but anyway, I'm done, guys. All right, I appreciate it. Old Gringo, I saw them out there show what minimum wage should be in each state. New York, yeah, New York's supposed to be at least $30 an hour based on the inflation here, because everything is great here in New York. You can find tons of entertainment. Well, before the virus, you can find tons of entertainment. It stayed open all night. You can find great places to eat. Where in the world are you going to get 2 slices of cheese pizza and a soda for $3 other than 7-Eleven? That's why I kept telling you, if you're going to donate, hey, if you got $3, go ahead and donate to a brother so you can get a soda and a hot dog or a pizza for the day. Buy me a easy lunch. I used to say that. I don't do that no more. So entertainment is easy to get here. There's a ton of entertainment in New York. It's a ton of food in New York. It's plenty to do in New York. You can go get clothing cheap here in New York. You can get perfume cheap here in New York. Go to Chinatown and get you some cheap perfume. It's cheap buying here. The only difference, what really killed New Yorkers in the pocket, is the rent. Jimmy McMillan said it, and he should have been made president because of it. The rent is just too doggone high. I was looking at where my sister lived at. My sister lived in Atlanta. And Atlanta, you can get a decent 2-3 bedroom home. Yes, the minimum wage is a little bit lower than New York, but you can at least find a job for $10 to $13 an hour. But the rent, $600 a month for a 3-bedroom home now, let alone apartment. Go look it up. Zillow, $300. Transportation is not like New York. That's another thing about New York. You don't need a car here. I haven't had a car. When I first got here, I gave my car away because I take bus and trains, subways. It's much easier. I can go to sleep and get to work. Time my timer, go to sleep, buzzer go off, I'm here at work. You got to drive at those places. So there's pros and cons. But rent is cheaper. Most places, Indianapolis. Jobs up there, rent is cheaper. So the thing about New York is you love New York. Is once you come to New York, it's kind of hard to leave. You just got to deal with stuff like this where it's a lot of people. It's a lot of people. Crime ain't like it is like what they show you on TV. They show you, you turn around, somebody gonna rob you. It ain't that simple. Sure, we got a lot of people here, but it ain't that. We just got the same amount of crime as any other place. We probably have more of it because we got more people. So New York is a beautiful place to live. I love New York. It's kind of hard to get me from leaving New York. I told my mom and dad the only way I'll leave New York if they need me. That's the only way. But New York, I love it. So it's always something to do, always somewhere to eat. different types of food to eat, always somewhere to go, comedy club, movie, to a show, whatever, always something to do. The only thing about New York that is hurting New York, that's causing people to live in Connecticut, causing people to live in Jersey, is the rent is just too high. If they can fix the housing, New York will be a better place. New York City has, we're pushing a 10-day PTO law. So soon, 10 days paid time off will be the law. We already got 5 paid sick days. That is the law. Now they just need to update it and make it where you don't have to earn it. That is automatically given to you after a year on the job. So we got some good things going on in New York. We just need to fix the housing. Fix the housing and the homeless situation. New York will be a stellar place to live. A stellar place to live. Anyway, guys, I gotta go. I gotta let you go. But thank you for being on. Appreciate you guys. I'm gonna be working on this Joe Biden liar, pants on fire. Joe Biden. I can't. Oh man, the dude was spitting off lies like a machine gun. Rapid fire lies, man. And then he gonna adopt Bernie policies. You know, I don't know who his campaign advisors say the only way you can lock this thing, Joe, is be Bernie on that stage and lie. Don't admit to anything, because he's going to come at you with accusations. No, he ain't come at you with accusations. He's going to come at you with the facts. Like Tim Black said, sprinkle some facts on him and get out of there. He came out with the facts, Joe. And Joe just said, lie. He just lied. No, it wasn't me. It wasn't me. If you ever get a chance, go look up Eddie Murphy Raw, and Google in there, "It wasn't me" skit. Because that's exactly what Joe Biden did. Eddie Murphy talked about how this woman caught her man with another woman, and he kept saying it wasn't him so many times that she actually said, maybe it wasn't you. I saw you with another woman. Baby, that wasn't me. I looked dead in your eye. Baby, it wasn't me. I saw you. I'm telling you, baby, it wasn't me. Well, maybe it wasn't you. That's what happened last night. Joe Biden said it wasn't me so many times that people going to actually sit there and believe that bull crap. Bull. Check his record. It is so. It is so. He tried to cut your grandmama's Social Security off. Her health care off. It is true. It is true that he was happy to sign on for just about every war you can think of. It is true. But anyway, let me get on that on another video. I'm Robert Brown. I love you guys. Sakea Pochia. I hope it's Sachia Pochia. And that's why I will vote for Trump. Hey, look, you can vote for Biden. You can vote for Trump. You can write in Bernie. This guy, I don't vote on bigots. I don't vote on bigots, okay? Now, say what you want. I mean, I'm not voting for Trump, and I'm not voting for Biden. I don't vote for bigot liars. I don't. I just don't. And one of the reasons why we in this pandemic right now is because Trump didn't know how to handle it. His advisors. And a lot of stuff I don't blame on Trump. A lot of stuff I blame on his advisors. Because there's a lot of things I'm glad Trump didn't do. A lot. But then there's some things that I hate that he's doing. Same thing with Obama. I mean, I try to milk whatever I can out of any person in office. Joe Biden, if he was to be the president, I try to look at the good and I applaud him on the good, but I cut him down on the bad. I'm just always like that with every president. I pray for every president. I pray that they make sound decision and good advice. Obviously, my prayers ain't doing all that good. But I pray for Trump. I pray that Trump make sound decisions, sound advice that's going to service the people under the banner of "In God We Trust." I pray for that. I pray for that, you know. I pray for that with Obama. I pray that with any person in position of power. I pray for them, but I'm not going to call them out when they do crappy things, and I'm not going to call them out when they do good things. I'm just that way, and if you don't like it, ain't nothing I can do about it. Yesterday, Biden lied through his teeth. I already wasn't going to vote for him because he's a bigot. But the way he spit out lies yesterday makes him no different from Trump, Bernie Sanders. You say Trump is a pathological liar, so is your good friend Biden. And you should have called him out on it, and you didn't. All right, what's up? You like me, Mike? I'm not voting for Biden, not Trump. I think the United States is honestly doomed, to be honest. Some honest guys out there, but they're going to try to drown. You know my slogan. My slogan is, where the truth will make you, well, knowing the truth will make you, set you free. Make you free. There's a difference between set you free and make you free. I want you to be free. Setting you free means somebody broke the chains out. I want you to be free in every area that you can think of. Like the reason I did the coronavirus thing today is because I want you to be free from fear in mind. People are catching this, but most of the people are surviving this thing because they're doing it the way they're supposed to do it. People are going to catch it. If they follow the lead, they can survive this thing. The people who succumb to it are the people who, you know, at a certain age bracket that get exposed to it. So you got to put yourself in a position where you're not super vulnerable to expose. That's why I've been in the house all day. Well, I had to go out to the cable company to get a box changed. But no, you know, do the basics and you'll be okay. But I want to make sure. All right. So Dingo Ain't My Baby said TBTV is started. So I'm out. You tell Tim Black that Rob loved his show, and he cut his show off just so Tim can get his show in. Maybe I'll start doing my show for about from 10 to 11. That way you guys can have good amount of stuff to watch on a Monday night. Okay. All right. I'm Robert Brown with the Rob Report. I'll holler at you later. I love you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Peace. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and hook a brother up with a hot dog tomorrow.